Hi there, it's Christy from Peace, Love, and Games, and today I have for you a quick start how to play video for Bunny Kingdom. Bunny Kingdom, you are a bunny lord that's creating fiefs by claiming adjacent territories. These territories may contain cities, resources, or just open land for you to build upon later in the game. The end goal is to get the most victory points in the form of golden carrots, and you're going to get these points in two different ways. The first way is at the end of each round, you will be scoring each of your fiefs by multiplying the number of towers on your cities by the number of unique resources that you have in that fief. The other way is by scoring your parchments at the very end of the game. In this video, I will be explaining a 3 or 4 player game, as a 2-player game is played a little bit differently. Let's get set up. Place Strength 1 cities on each city space on the board. The number of towers on a city indicates its strength. Set unused cities and tokens aside. Each player is going to choose a color and takes that set of bunnies, placing 1 on the score track at 0. Shuffle all cards together and deal 10 or 12 cards to each person depending on the number of players. And then you're ready to play. The game is played over 4 rounds, and each round has 3 different phases: exploration, construction, and harvest. During the exploration phase, you all will simultaneously choose 2 cards in your hand to keep, place them face down in front of you, and place the rest of the hand face down between you and the person you are passing to. There are 4 types of cards you will be choosing from. Territory cards correspond to the 100 places on the board with a coordinate. Building cards allow you to place certain structures. Parchment cards are cards that will give you points at the end of the game. And provisions allow you to draw and play 2 cards immediately. Once everyone has chosen their 2 cards and passed the rest, you play your cards simultaneously. Territory cards, you place a rabbit in the corresponding territory. H2, H2. Parchment cards are kept secret and simply set aside. When you play a building card, you place it face up in front of you, putting the building token on top of it, ready for the construction phase later in the round. Provision cards are played immediately. Once cards have been played, take the cards that were passed to you and repeat the process of choosing 2 cards, passing the rest, and playing those cards until all cards have been played, which marks the end of the exploration phase. Next is the construction phase. You will place any buildings that you have. These may include cities, which contribute to your strength for scoring, farms, which add resources also for scoring, camps, which are temporary additions to your fiefs, and sky towers, which combine 2 fiefs into 1. You're not required to place buildings. You may save them for later. There are some rules to keep in mind. You can only place buildings on territories you control. Except camps. You can only place camps on territories nobody controls. You cannot have more than 1 token on a territory. Follow requirements on luxury resources and strength 3 cities. And you cannot move a building once it has been placed. After construction comes the harvest phase. This is where you score your fiefs. You calculate each fief score by multiplying strength by wealth, where strength equals the number of towers in the fief, and wealth equals the number of different types of resources the fief produces. For example, if you have 1 tower and carrots, wood, and mushrooms in a fief, that fief would score 3. 1 strength times 3 different resources. Move your bunny up the score track for the amount scored. After scoring is completed for all players, then cards are dealt for the next round. There are 4 rounds in total. At the end of the 4th round, the game ends. At this time, everybody reveals and scores their parchments, checking to make sure that any missions on the parchments are completed or just simply scoring for treasure cards. Whoever has the most points when all is said and done is the winner. Here are some helpful tips to get you started. There are several possible paths to victory. You can get there either from just focusing on the size of your fiefs and towers and different types of resources, or you can get there by focusing on the parchments, or a little bit of both. The key, though, is to make a decision early on in the game, because if halfway through the game you still don't know what you're doing, it might be impossible to catch up at that point. Always play the provisions card if you get it, unless it means passing by on a card that may make or break your total game plan. Camps are very useful for scoring, however they're only temporary, so you really have to weigh how much points you're going to get during that particular round, because there is no guarantee that the camp will still be there in future rounds. And that is the quick start video for Bunny Kingdom. If you like this at all, found it useful, please follow me, share, like the video. Also, please let me know what you'd like to see in the future. Would you like to see a quick start of Unearth or photosynthesis? Vote below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. In Bunny Kingdom, you are playing a bunny lord that is